Hey guys, Angie Tonini-Rogers, and I'm here today to talk to you about the second chapter of The Eye of the Storm by Gary Simmons. Uh, the second chapter is a new paradigm for wholeness, and what he talks about is the fact that the wholeness that you are searching for is not outside of us. It's not separate. It's the wholeness comes from within, and he repeats from the first chapter that we have. Somebody is blowing me up on Facebook. Um, uh, Sorry about that. He's discussing the fact that everything that we have to become whole is within us. And again, he mentions how God sets up the universe to conspire so that we can reach our full potential. And so when we face resistance or, powers that are outside of us that are against us, he says that there are that's an illusion. There are no powers that are against us. Nothing is opposing us and nothing is against us. More, it is the way that we experience life and the way that we experience things that happen to us. It's our perceptions that tend to define situations in ways that we perceive that people or things are against us or that we're being resisted. Um, he says that you cannot believe that you are bound for greatness and you have a full potential that you have to fulfill, and also believe that the world is against you or that resistance is against you or that people are trying to oppose you at all corners of your life. uh, in order to be whole, you have to believe that you are bound for a life of abundance and a life of success. And in order to do that, you have to believe that the universe is conspiring to help you succeed and help you reach your full potential. This is where he talks about the metaphor of the storm. And in a storm process, the all the friction and things that occur, all the different humidity levels and temperatures and wind velocities and all of that occur. And in every storm, there is an eye, an EYE, eye of the storm, in which the storm is calm and peaceful and still. And so what he says is that the conflict of our needs, our wants, and our values, um, when they collide with defensiveness or a lack of belief or misperception, that is the storm that he talks about. And so in the center of that storm as well, there is a place that we can find, peace and calmness and stillness. And we need to be able to realize that we do have an area in our lives. There's a point where we can stand around and look at all the storms that are happening around us and really reflect on what power we have in order to protect from the storm. Okay. Um, Basically, what we need to realize is that we create the meaning for our own life. I make my life what it means, and you make your life what it means. You choose to relate to the experiences that you have in your life uh, in a way that will be beneficial to you or a way that will not be beneficial to you. But the choice is yours. And so it's not about blaming anything outside of us. It's not about, um, what happens to us or what happens around us or the way someone treats us. It's about how we choose to see what happens and how we choose to perceive experiences that we have. And it is all within our control, and that's what he talks about in this chapter, is that life happens through us, and we have the ability to define each and every situation. Um, it's also important to know and understand that our thoughts and our feelings drive our behavior. So when we have an awareness of that, we're able to monitor our behavior. We're able to choose to respond to situations in ways that will be beneficial for us and for the people around us. What we believe is happening to us causes us to think about situations in certain ways. And so when we're aware of that, again, we're able to perceive things in the way that would be beneficial to us. Part of the issue that we suffer from is that we don't have all the answers, and there's gaps in what we know to be true and what we believe that could be true. So when we don't know exactly how things are going to happen, or know some of the answers to questions that we have, we tend to define things or fill in the gaps with our own belief systems and our own past experiences. And so when we compensate by filling in those missing pieces, a lot of the times we're using false beliefs, or we're using information that may not be accurate. Here's an example. You're driving down the highway and a guy cuts you off, and you think about, maybe you're annoyed, or maybe you're mad, or maybe you have road rage and you do some not very nice things with your fingers or your mouth. But and so here's the thing: when you're driving and you experience that, you immediately go to maybe past experiences that you've had, or maybe it has to do with how you're feeling at the moment. Maybe you're upset because you didn't have a great day, great morning getting your kids off to school, or whatever it may be. So you may already be in a place, in a mood, or having thoughts or feelings that then affect the way that you see that situation that just occurred. Somebody cut you off. What if you knew that that man was trying to get his wife, who's in labor, to the hospital? Would you still see that situation in an annoyed or mad way? Would you still, use your fingers or your mouth in a way that's not very nice? Probably not, because you would have the information you need to make a better decision or make a different decision. So what he proposes, and what I try to do, is, to go ahead and think about situations in a way that get you to that same place. So if someone cuts me off on the highway, then what I think is, I try to go ahead and think, he must be in a big hurry. Let me slow down and let him in. Because at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. Obviously, it's not a safe thing to cut people off and that kind of thing. But if you think, gosh, he must have a sick kid in the car that he has to get to the hospital, or he must have his wife's about to have a baby, then it doesn't affect him at all. It just affects me. It helps me be in a better place about that experience, and then I don't have to be upset as I continue to drive to wherever I'm going. Okay, so I have the choice to define something in a way that is beneficial for me. You have to also believe that there is a life of abundance and that you are destined for that. You are put here to attain that. And the reason why you're here to attain that is because you have a bigger purpose in which you need abundance to affect others positively. Okay, whatever that purpose is, you need to know what that is. You need to, reflect and figure out what that is if you don't know already. But in order to achieve that, all people need the abundance that God has created and put here for us to reach. And so you need to come to that belief and just know, I am due for abundance, and I am going to have a life that is abundant. I'm going to attract abundance and be able to share that with other people. And whether or not I know the how is not important. It is just that I know that I will, reach abundance and continue to have abundance and share and create abundance. Okay, that's a belief that you have to have. Just like I believe the sun will come up tomorrow morning, I believe that abundance is there, and I am part of that cycle of abundance. Okay, you can give power to the fear or to the feelings that come out of a situation, or you can give power to yourself to define that situation. Okay. So thank you guys. Remember, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. Please connect with me on Facebook. So Thanks, guys. Make it a great day and look forward to chapter 3 of The Eye of the Storm. Thanks, guys.